visually at least. The fast loading, ray trace reflections, and high level of detail all elevate Rift apart to a level beyond anything we've really seen in a character action game before. It's suitably next generation, but we haven't talked about performance metrics and image quality just yet, so let's do that. Well, firstly, I have to note, the Day 1 patch arrived just as this video was already in deep production, so as noted earlier, we'll be discussing that in more detail in the next performance-focused video. That said, first impressions are solid. The 60 frames per second ray tracing mode is very stable, as you would hope. It is worth noting that the performance ray tracing mode was accessible before this patch, by setting your PS5 to favor performance at the system menu. But it's clear that the patch itself has brought a whole slew of new features to the table and even better performance. Again, the next video will focus primarily on this mode. But what about the game's default quality mode? This is what's been used for capture throughout most of this video. Well, naturally, 4K is the target resolution here. Dynamic resolution scaling is enabled, however, and has a floor of 60% of 4K as the lowest possible resolution. But in reality, the game maintains a 2160p pixel count the majority of the time, with some dips to 1800p occurring when things heat up. Anything lower is extremely rare. The key here is that image quality is kept clean in motion. Insomniac's temporal injection solution remains in use here, being applied to these high pixel counts to great effect. It is effectively very much like what we saw in Spider-Man at launch on PlayStation 5 when using the quality mode. So if you played that game, you should know what to expect here. But what about performance? Again, we'll have more in-depth performance analysis in the coming days, but the quality mode performs as you would expect, both in its pre- and post-patch form. Effectively, we're looking at a near-flawless 30 frames per second using this mode during gameplay. No amount of particles impact performance in this case, it's very fluid and very stable. But that doesn't mean it's 100% perfect. If you recall in Spider-Man, we